and such a large number of people are staying together, where the administration or the other people, they can't appreciate all those relevant things which you want to be appreciated. That's why, in spite of all the efforts, certain gaps could not be fulfilled. So I hope the people who love tarbiyah and who come for tarbiyah, they should not feel anything about that. Rather, they should be happy. And this is nothing if you have felt anything. When I see my own life and I go to my past, even up to my present period of my life, present, even up to today, when I sometimes or all the time, both ways would be correct, I try to work more than 16 hours a day, sometimes 18 hours a day, along with all my health problems and my treatments, and sometimes even more than 18 hours. Sometimes I start my work after Zuhr and finish at Fajr prayer. This is my practice of the most of the days. After Zuhr I start my work and finish at Fajr prayer. Then I go to bed. From Zuhr to Fajr, with a break of dinner and breaks of prayers. And all those research assistants and my sons, the graduates of Minhajul Quran, those who are working in Minhaj, in Farid-e-Millat Research Institute at Lahore, they, although I stay here, for example, in Canada or in London, and they are there in Lahore, but they keep on working with me, because I am always sending my papers, my research things, my manuscripts, whatever I write, I keep on sending, scanning and sending to them through my assistant, and they are always available at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. They don't know at what time my material will come there. And they have to compose it, they have to type it, and then they have to review it, proofreading, and then they have to send me back the same day within 24 hours. Then I have to send them. This connection continues the whole day, 24 hours. And sometimes I keep on sending them 100 pages, sometimes 200 pages, sometimes 300 pages, sometimes 40 pages, 50 pages. Whatever I do, I keep on sending to Lahore, because I don't find any people who can type in Arabic and who can do the work with me. I don't have visas for people and don't have assistants here, except only one computer operator. He can just type, he can just scan and send the things and download the things and give to me. That's it. And I have no assistant even to take my books to me to bring on my table from the shelves. If I have to get up for 100 times a day from my chair to take the book, to open the book, to find something and to put it back on the shelf, I have to do myself. And I had never to do these kind of things when I was in Lahore, because there are assistants, large number of assistants. So I have to get up every time to find the books from shelves. The whole room is full of shelves of books, every book. Then open it, find some reference. If don't, put it back. Then another book to find reference, to putting it back. Another book, opening it, putting it back. Sometimes big heaps are on the table. Then I have to clear them myself. Sometimes I have to see the books from the last shelf on the ground level, and you know my back problem, I can't sit on the floor, I can't kneel, I can't bend down, but I have to do in spite of this problem. So these are normal things. When you become a prisoner, you have to do everything. When you become a prisoner of some particular prison, when you are imprisoned, then you have to work like prisoners. I hope if Almighty Allah may also make you prisoners, not prisoners of nafs, prisoners of Allah's love, and prisoners of the khidmah of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. لِلْفُقَرَاءِ الَّذِينَ أُحْصِرُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Those fuqara who became the prisoners in the way of Almighty Allah. This is Quran, stated in favor of Ashab al-Suffah. Just from 1966 to 1968, I include my Lahore stay too, from end of 1966 to 1974. These 8 years of my life. Just within these 8 years, I traveled on buses which you have never seen. If you go to Mirpur, and you go to Dhadiyal, and you go to Jhelum, and you go to Dina, and you go to Punjab and Sindh and Balochistan, then you will find the buses. And the concept of bus will be clear to you. And when you go to Mansehra with Allama Nisar Sulaimani, you will find what the bus is. And if you go to Sawat with Allama Mahmud Shah, then you will know what is the bus for. So in those buses, not in the cars, not in the LCs, not in Land Cruisers, just broken roads and broken buses. I traveled in these 8 years just for the sake of knowledge. Just for sake of knowledge. About maybe 300,000 to 400,000 kilometers. 400,000 kilometers. More than 200,000 kilometers just in 2 years, from Jung to Faisalabad and Faisalabad to Jung. I used to come every day. I was young. I'm telling the story when I was 16, 17, then 18. I used to pray Salatul Tahajjud in my house, in my home, and Salatul Fajr at the bus stand. After walking there in bus, there were no taxis and rickshaws. And after Salatul Fajr, then through bus I used to come to Government College of Faisalabad, and after noon Zuhr time, again through bus back to Jung. This was 100 miles a day. And 100 miles mean about 160 or 70 kilometers a day. And continuously this journey 160 kilometers for 2 years. 160 kilometers a day. Continuously for 2 years. In Faisalabad, I was studying my medical subjects and science subjects in a college, and at home, then starting from after Asr, before Maghrib, my ulum al-Shari'iyah, the classical Islamic sciences from my father, up to 11 o'clock, 6-7 hours a day, just to continue my classical Islamic studies from my father, along with my secular studies and science studies of FSC and A levels and these kind of things in my college. I never missed. And One night I used to go to Lahore for Sayyidina Ali al-Hujwairi to see him. One night every week, and that was Friday night. And I never traveled from bus stand to Sayyidina Ali al-Hujwairi through bus. I always, throughout my 2 years, I always went there by feet. Naked foot, without shoes. And this is about 5 kilometers, maybe 5 kilometers, coming and 5 kilometers going, naked feet, without shoes. And I used to arrive there after Asr, and I used to leave that place after Salatul Tahajjud, and I used to pray Fajr at bus stand so that I may come back to my college, and straight away I go to class. And the whole night I used to sit there in Muraqabah. And when I visited first time to Sayyidina Data Ganj Bakhsh Ali al-Hujwairi radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the great student of Imam Abul Qasim al-Qushayri, who came from Ghazni, from Afghanistan and from Herat. The first time when I visited, I was praying Salatul Awwabin after Maghrib, and I used to pray 20 cycles, 20 rak'ah Salatul Awwabin in those days. When I had already prayed after Maghrib, I finished my 18 rak'ah, and I was just standing for the 19th one of Salatul Awwabin. Somebody called me from behind. Nobody knew who I am. I was a young boy. I looked behind. An aged person, a Sufi, a Waliullah, a Faqir, was sitting there, and his age was about 75, along in a circle with some of his students. He was calling me. He said, when you finish your prayer, then please, can you come here? Okay. I finished my Awwabin. I went there. And I was thinking that when I finish my Salatul Awwabin, where should I go for dinner? This was my first visit on my own. I used to come when I was child, young, too young, with my father. This was on my own, my first visit to Lahore and to Sayyidina Ali al-Hujwairi. I was thinking, where should I go? Where should I find a hotel where I could find a food, not so much chilies and not so much hot. We were not used to eat the hot foods. And then I used to drink milk every night from my childhood to young life. And then I left it. So where should I go to get my milk? Just I was planning that after Salatul Awwabin, I will ask somebody where I could find a good restaurant for dinner and milk. He called me, I went there, and he became closer to me. He put his mouth near my ears, and he asked, what do you want? Should I send someone to bring your dinner without chilies here, or should I send someone with you to the restaurant? And you want somebody to bring milk here, or you want somebody to go with you to the milk shop? This is what he said to me. I was shocked because this was what I was planning in my heart. I asked, I will go there, you just send anybody with me, but question is that how did you know what I was planning in my heart? He said, I know nothing. I know nothing. Just Sayyidina Ali al-Hujwairi, the one whom you have come to see him, he had just informed me that my son Tahir has come and you have to take care of him. He is our son. He wants dinner, and dinner should be without chilies. And he wants food, milk. You arrange dinner and milk for him. Just he has commanded me. I don't know who you are, where you have come from. I don't know nothing, anything. So if you put efforts, you try to put efforts in your life, then the door of divine blessing is not closed now. It is not the case that it was open in old days and now it is closed. It will never close till day of judgment unless you become the true recipients. true recipient. You become able to receive. So this was the beginning. Then I used to meditate after Isha, and that old man also used to meditate up to 3 o'clock, 7, 8 hours in meditation, sitting like this. But in those days there was no back problem, no neck problem, no legs problem. So I could do meditation for 6 hours, 7 hours were nothing for us. And sitting in halqa zikr and zikr bil jahr for 5, 6 hours, right after tahajjud, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, till fajr, until ishraq, until salatul duha.